Well, this morning everybody's by Sheriff Miller's side. Good morning.
Yeah,
Sheriff Brian
Pat's,
Miller.
He's away somewhere and enjoying himself. I'm sure he's listening in.
Now, before we start, I have to give a thanks for our sponsors.
Oh, you go ahead.
Big Rapids Tire and also the Daggett Gilbert Funeral Home. So thank you to our sponsors bringing you and Curries Hot Stove League this morning with Sheriff Brian Miller. So I'm going to hand it over to you.
Good morning. How are you, Pat? Bob?
Yes,
Good?
sir. Yeah, doing okay.
All right, well.
Can't pick a better morning than this, you know?
No,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful day out. Some cooler temperatures makes for football practice and such a little bit easier.
Sure.
Yeah, less water breaks.
Yep. There you go.
So this morning we have a guest host. He's another Currie. Maybe a little bit less talkative than Pat.
I showed up on time today.
Yep, not on two wheels like Dad sometimes. Ladies?
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So,
a local and a townie.
that's right. Well, I think we're all townies now.
Grandfathered in.
Yes, grandfathered in. So, you guys have already...
Last night we competed at Chip Hills.
Okay. So, let's, I always like kind of getting a little background, even when I was a detective before we even got into the interviews. I always like background on somebody. That way when they answer questions, you can kind of see, why they answered questions the way they did. So we'll start to my left first. Jennifer, introduce yourself. Give us a little background on who you are. And I guess then we'll move on to Emily and then talk about last season a little bit. But more importantly, let's look forward to this season.
All right. My name is Jennifer Schuberg, as you know. I am in school at St. Mary's. They are also starting to love volleyball, which is really fun. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it so far.
I remember playing co-ed volleyball again.
Yes, I still do that on Sundays.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's fun.
All right, Emily.
Emily Van Kulen.
Hey, right in on the mic there. dude.
Okay, sorry, is it better? Emily Van Kulen. I grew up in Ohio. Came to Ferris to play volleyball and study dental hygiene in the year 2002. Played under Coach Tia, who is now my co-head coach's wife. Got my dental hygiene degree. Moved back to Ohio for about 10 years. And then decided we wanted to raise our children and have them go to school in Big Rapids. So we've been back since early 2018.
Yeah. And you guys are as much a part of this town as anybody. It's both your families. I had Mikey in school. Mikey.
Yeah.
But I had Mikey in school when he was in junior high. So it's good. So let's look at last year. Were you on the staff last year?
Not. It's my first
you
year.
weren't.
Yeah.
That's right. So last year, Emily, let's kind of talk about
In the right direction. One thing I'm excited about every year is our culture, and I feel that it's a lot to be proud of, and I'm really happy to be part of the program because of that culture. We've got really, really good athletes that are extremely fun and hardworking. Very, very fun to be around. As far as last year goes, like I said, it's a stepping stone for this year. There was some key injuries last year that, were a little disappointing, but to see the girls work through them and persevere and just still remain a team was incredible to be around. When it comes to this year, we're really focusing on honing in our volleyball skills. Like I said, we have a lot of good athletes, and we're working on honing in their volleyball skills, and that's one of the reasons that I have Coach Dale Wilhelm, an expert in developing players on our staff this year.
So how long did Dale coach at Reed City? I guess I'm looking at both of you because a former player and, a co-head coach. How long because I've known the name a long time.
Yeah, he was there.
Really excited to share the story of how Dale became a part of our staff. So it was about a year ago, let's say last October-ish during the season, as many coaches do, just kind of lying awake at night thinking what I can do better, what I can give more can I give more? You know, I'm a working mom of 2 very, very busy children. And, you know, there's only so much time in the day and so much energy and thought process that one can give, right? So I'm laying in bed, it's keeping me awake and really bothering me. You know, I'm trying to figure out the answer. And then it dawned on me that, Emily, you're not going to fix this issue. You're not going to come up with a conclusion at 3 o'clock in the morning. It does you no good to stay awake this late. So it dawned on me like, oh, silly, you need to start praying. So I started praying, asked God for help, went to sleep a couple minutes after I was done praying.
There you go.
Five days later, Dale came to me after a Ferris volleyball match, and he said, Emily, if there's any room for me in your program, I would really like to help.
Incredible.
I about fell on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So definite
Pretty-
answer to prayer. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty similar. I mean, my first term in office, Mike Williams, our first undersheriff, just with some personal things and otherwise, decided to go back to Mount Pleasant. And I remember him coming to my office and tears in his eyes, and you know, I had kind of tears in my eyes, and I'm like, what am I going to do? You know, and I sleep pretty good at night, but prayed before I went to bed. And then a couple days later, Gary Green gets a hold of me and says, hey, I really like what you're doing over there. You and I have always worked well together. Do you think I could be your undersheriff? And, you know, kind of the same thing where, and then Gary left. And then, you know, Casey gets a hold of me and says, hey, I kind of miss it, you know, being a detective there for as long as he was and us having a relationship. He goes, I kind of miss this. Would you mind if I came back? You know, so, you know, unanswered prayers, you know, I
Yep,
mean,
right.
it happens.
Yep.
So let's talk about the freshmen. Program, you don't have all 3, but that's pretty impressive, especially at the volleyball level, to have a freshman JV and varsity. And I think in my mind, that means people are getting that playing time and developing on the court so that you see that progression as you move up. So let's talk about that freshman team.
Yeah, we had an awesome tryout. I have 12 girls on my team, which is amazing. And to speak to what you're saying, there are schools, you know, varsity and JV will play schools that don't have a freshman team.
Right.
So we'll travel further away or play, you know, just another school for our night. So it is really great that our program is doing so good. And I've talked to other parents, like, you know, 8th grade parents, coming up next year. It sounds like it's going to be a great group of girls coming up. So as far as Big Rapids goes, I think we're pretty secure the next, 5-10 years in our volleyball program and having the numbers. So, and hopefully that'll make us better athletes and better teammates.
We look at St. Mary's and, you know, I mean, some good coaches there.
Very good coaches. I live with one of them.
You know, so you look at that,
Yeah.
and then with the middle school, and who's to say, again, but school of choice, you know, kids maybe coming in.
Yeah.
Although, you know, you look around, we have some good programs around us.
Yeah,
so
we do.
that competition's only going to make you better, too.
Yep.
Yeah, the schools in our conference, since the 5 years that I've been coaching, have gotten exponentially better. There's not one team in our conference that I feel that is just an automatic easy win that we can walk over. The competition has really improved, so that's exciting.
So who is the team in your conference that everybody's kind of striving to beat? I mean, I guess our conference is broken into gold and silver, correct?
Yep. I would say on our half of the conference is probably Reed City.
Okay. So who's coaching Reed City if Dale is not?
His name's Don Patterson. So he was my coach my senior year there.
Uh-huh.
And so he's been there. I've been out of school a little bit, but so he's built a pretty nice program too for them.
Okay, and so last year, who won the conference? Was it Kent? Last year?
I feel like there was a tie.
Okay. All right, and so Reed City's the team to beat this year.
Yeah, they're always the team to beat though when you're Big Rapids.
Right, regardless of what sport it is,
Exactly.
except hockey.
Exactly. And any given night on any conference match, I feel like whoever's across the net's the team to beat.
Yeah.
Right. So returning players, I know Lydia Kilpatrick is kind of the senior leader that I think everybody's looking towards to kind of maybe provide that direction. But who else are some returning players? And then girls that are kind of stepping into roles that, by the end of the year are going to be key contributors.
Yeah, we have a pretty decent sized senior class. So along with Lydia is our setter and one of our returning captains. I refer to her as the backbone of our team. She's got a lot of responsibility on her shoulders, and she does well with that. We've got Adeline Kabbalah and both her and Trinity Rayburn. They do a great job in the back row for us, and we always talk about how important defense is, and so they do their part and holding up their end of the deal when it comes to defense and kind of being that spark plug, that heart of our team. Maria Jenga and Lily Lacrosse, they are both playing middle for us this year and doing a phenomenal job. Trying to think. Oh, we have a new senior this year. Her name is Sophia Federley. She has been homeschooled, and this is her first year in the public school, and she's doing a great job accepting her role and adjusting to public school life, so I'm very proud of her. We've got both the Fricky girls, Neray and Malaya, who, as we all know, are super athletic.
Right, that you have to learn the game itself.
Yep. So their volleyball IQ, their court awareness, and their specific volleyball skills have really improved.
What are you, I guess, looking forward to as the season progresses from the girls and the team? I mean, and yourself. I mean, I think, I think we're all learning as coaches and adults daily, and if you're not, then you're regressing.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like the beginning of the season and the end of the season are going to look way different. So, like I said, Dale's on board now, and he's really teaching them the volleyball skills. I feel like my strength is team culture and...
Emily, so I think I've heard you say this one time, that you came up in a culture in high school where you learned how to win. So could you explain that a little bit? And I mean, I know that that's a lot of what you bring to your team is that culture, that culture of you're always going to come out on top. So can you explain, like, where did that come from in high school?
Yeah, I don't know if I can really explain it. That is a very good question. I think I'm fortunate to come from the high school that I did, where winning, well, let me put it this way. So my sister, who's 5 years older than me, she made it to the state tournament 3 times and lost. By the time I got there, I made it 4 times and won. But I don't really make fun of her anymore about it. It's kind of old news. But I feel like if her age group didn't set that precedence, didn't lay that path, then there's no way I could have been a state champion. So, you got to start small, got to start with conference, and the ability to handle pressure.
Correct, yeah.
You guys, I'm sure when it comes to practice, that's one of those game-like situations. I don't like to scrimmage too much, but I think that scrimmaging is such an important part of development. You get that really, you might have somebody that in practice looks great, and then you put them under...
Exactly.
Right, working to come out on top. And so you were talking about your captains that you have right now and the Fricky girls, how they probably bring a lot of good out in other players. The younger kids too, they need to see that, and I'm sure that's what you're doing every day. They need to see that, and they need to understand that they are going to get to that point, but the only way to get to that point is to try to beat them at what they're doing, and earning those spots. And if your younger kids are trying to earn those spots, when the older kids leave, they can then do what you did and hit those state championships.
Yeah.
You just continuously move forward.
Yeah, I talk a lot about healthy competition, and there's been times.
Good.
So what did you take from Dale that you're using today. Oh, is that a trick question?
No, it's not a trick question at all.
What did you take?
Form with your arms, And she goes, yeah, he still does that. And I was like, oh my gosh, all these years later. Mine, hold. And now it's funny.
Yeah.
Natalie, my 4-year-old, she'll walk around the house, mine. So I'm like, hey, we're already starting, So that's like one key thing. But I mean, several other things too. Like I just remember the drills that we ran as younger girls, and he's still doing it all to this day. So it's great.
What about Tia with you? What did you take from her?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And it's hard to really, think of the top 5 things, but there's so many things in my life that I look back at and I think, wow, those were things that were all taught by Tia, my great college coach. So, and I still get to talk with her often because we work out together at the CrossFit gym in the mornings. And today, just talking with her, she's still giving me advice, not just on coaching, but life in general too. And so she's just a really, really great teacher of many things, even besides volleyball. But one of the react to things.
Just like you started to pray at 3 a.m.
Exactly.
Understand that there's things that you can do and there's some things that somebody else needs to do for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, JV, we haven't really talked about the JV team because obviously
To compete at one of the highest levels that a JV team can compete. Coach Haley Clifford is her first year as the JV coach. She's been at the middle school the last couple of years and help manage girls. Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, I won't go there.
Yeah.
I got 2 boys and I'm thankful for it.
Why don't we take a quick break and we will be back? I know you don't like to break, but
No.
we got to take care of our sponsors. It never happened in the detective room when he was interrogating somebody. Okay, we've got to do commercials here.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back with our sponsors. It's Curry's Hot Stove League with Sheriff Brian Miller. And, of course, we have Adam Currie with us this morning, and our guests will be back momentarily.
Hey, I want to tell you something. Their sandwiches are incredible. But get the cheeseburger with caramelized onions. You won't ask where the beef is.
When was the last time you checked your tires? At Big Rapids Tire, they know how important it is to keep your ride smooth, safe, and reliable. Whether you're cruising down the highway or navigating tough weather, a fresh set of tires ensures you're ready for anything. Their expert team will help you find the perfect tires for your car and get you back on the road with confidence. Brakes, alignments, struts, and shocks, they do those as well. Don't wait for a blowout, or worse, visit Big Rapids Tire for unbeatable prices, quality, and peace of mind. Big Rapids Tire, Northland Drive, just north of town.
This is Alec Gary of Daggett Gilbert Funeral Homes in Big Rapids and Barrington. I believe what sets Daggett Gilbert Funeral Homes apart from everyone else is our commitment to service excellence. When a family calls, we are there before, during, and after the funeral experience. I want you to be able to trust calling us. We're here to guidance and counsel each and every single family to each and every single need. And we just feel like the commitment to families, especially ones that put their care and trust in us, we are going to go above and beyond to do anything we can to help a family during their time of loss. This is Alec Gary, a legacy of service, a promise of care with Daggett Gilbert Funeral Homes, located in Big Rapids and in Barrington.
Labor Day will be here before you know it. And while it's the traditional end of summer, it's also a time to celebrate. The Big Rapids Band of Locals, promoting local businesses, invite you to their Big Rapids Labor Day Festival, Monday, September 1st from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., when downtown Big Rapids will be the place to be. Start with the Arts and Crafts Show, a 57-year staple in the community. Artisans will be lining the street, proudly showing their creations to see and to buy. The River Valley Car Club will be in town with over 100 classic and antique cars and trucks, a living testament to Michigan's rich automotive history. The air will be filled with the music of Big Rapids' own Raised on Radio, our ever-popular Elvis tribute artist Jake Slater, and new this year, a kids area with inflatables and games. There will be plenty of food trucks, and many of our local shops and restaurants will be open as well. The Band of Locals Labor Day Festival, once again, Monday, September 1st, Labor Day from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. Check out their Facebook page for more details and see you downtown as we celebrate all things local.
And we're back with Curry's Hot Stove League. Sheriff Brian, take it back.
Yeah, we're back. Labor Day right around the corner. That's crazy. When the kids were going back to school, I didn't quite believe it, but I was ready.
Yeah.
Not ready to have a senior, but time flies. So all of you guys just wait, because everybody always told me, and you just kind of let it go, and it gets to that point, and you kind of wonder.
Right.
Yep, JV plays tonight.
Young kids just made it through conditioning.
Yeah, we got 7th and 8th grade and coaching that. We got our first scrimmage Tuesday, so we're having practice on Labor Day, and just a walkthrough, but still. So gosh. But we're actually I was dropping Cooper off at school today, and he's like, "Dad, why the heck are leaves already starting to fall off trees?" And I'm like, I don't know, buddy.
That's a good
It's
question.
Just, he's kind of mad about it, and he doesn't really like the heat.
Don't like it. Oh, you don't like the heat, though. I was going to say move south, but if you don't like the heat, don't move down there.
Right. So, we're back. So we have Emily Van Koolen and Jennifer Schuberg this morning with Adam and I, and we're talking about Big Rapids volleyball.
Yeah.
And looking forward to the season ahead. So you guys are roughly a week. Well, I mean, you've been practicing probably for a lot longer than that, but a game's about a week in now. And you had Comstock Park, Chip Hills, and who is...
And we each, freshman and varsity, had a tournament on Saturday.
Okay. And so where are you at right now? But I guess what's not important is right now, but where you're at the end of the year, but where are you at right now?
Right now, we're still in our growth phase. This time of the season is always interesting, trying to figure out best combinations, who works best with who, and who's best at kind of what position. Of course, we come into the season having a pretty general idea, but sometimes it looks good on paper, and then you get to the game, and there's things that we want to tweak a little bit. So it's this time of the season is really fun, and it'll be very exciting to see where we end up the season at.
All right. You had some questions.
Oh, yeah. So we both went to college at the same time.
Yes.
About 40 years ago. But back in 2007, 6, 7, 8. And you played alongside a new Hall of Famer, Carla Fairbanks, who also helped coach at the high school. Helped coach my wife, the great Mackenzie Peterson. Could you talk a little bit about what it's like? I mean, I'm sure you were one of them, but many good players on your team. So kind of like the same idea as the winning mindset with all those good players. Speak a little bit about Carla Fairbanks and what that was like playing with her, and your time at Ferris.
Yeah. Really excited for Carla, who will be, I think she might be in town right now because the Hall of Fame stuff is going on tonight at Ferris. So playing with Carla was very special. She not only could get the job done on the court, I mean, she was a heavy hitter in practice, trying to dig balls that she was hitting your way. Watch out. You better have your hands ready to protect your face. She was strong work ethic, like in the weight room and, summer workouts and everything like that. So she led by example, but also very vocal on the court, and she was not shy to hold you accountable.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, kind of off subject, but back. So, being a coach, being a mom, having a job, your two daughters play every single sport, and now they're playing hockey in Grand Rapids. Your husband is a real athlete, played at Ferris, played hockey, and now he's coaching. So you guys are fully split up. I mean, always coaching, always working, always toting the kids around. And I know you love it working today, but you're here, you're a coach, so you're talking about your team. You just kind of make it work. So how do you make it work?
Well, it's funny, neighbor Adam, that
Yeah.
you asked that question
It's a
because
village.
where are my kids a lot?
Yeah.
Being hauled around by
At the-
either him
at the
or his
Kensies.
wife at the Kensies up the road. Yeah, that's what my little Camille calls their family. Because, there's a few Currie families, so to distinguish, she calls them the Kensies.
Yeah.
So it takes a village. It truly takes a village, and I'm so thankful. We live away from family. That was our choice. But with this really, really busy life, if we didn't have a village, we wouldn't be able to make it work. So just even today with Rosalind getting down to hockey in Grand Rapids, she's riding with the Lazinski family, So there's things that, as a mom, I feel guilty about not being there, but also extremely thankful for our village and for our people and for people understanding. And yes, when I took the coaching position, I thought maybe I'm going half crazy, but somebody had to step up and do it, and the Lord put it on my plate, and I know if he could see me to it, he'll see me through it, and here we are.
Yeah, we're thankful that you did, that's for sure, because that's what's happening too, to help out with hockey too, because you guys bring so much to the table. Did you have that support growing up? Did you just play volleyball when you were growing up, or did you play other sports?
I played other sports. Unlike my husband, I'm not the most naturally athletic, so I did have to devote most of my time to volleyball if I knew that that's where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do after high school. So I did play basketball. I played some softball, tried the whole track thing. But I realized that I really just needed to focus my time on volleyball if I was going to make it anywhere. Yeah.
And so what brought you to Big Rapids? Because I know you probably looked at Big Rapids when you first came here and said, yes, absolutely, this is where I want to stay, right?
Yeah.
But did you have other, well, that's why she's back, right? You moved away for 10 years and moved back. But were there other colleges that you were interested in? Did you want to go?
Yeah, I went on quite a few other visits. It was funny, when I got a letter in the mail from Ferris, I just kind of dismissed it, disregarded it, because I didn't know anything about Ferris. Being in Ohio, I guess I knew maybe they were in the same conference at that time as Findlay, that I grew up close to Findlay. As actually my sister's ex-boyfriend played football at Ashland, and he goes, you know what, Emily, you should consider Ferris. I've been on the campus, and I really think it's a place that you might like to be. So I made some contacts, sent a follow-up email, or maybe snail mail at that time. I'm not really sure. I used to have to send like the VHS tapes for my recruiting stuff. So I got in contact there because they initiated it and set up a visit. And when I set foot on campus, it just felt like home away from home. Although it was about 4.5, 5 hours away from home, it still felt like a very, very comfortable place.
Yeah. Did you have help with recruiting? I know now, like, it seems like when we were in school, it was tough. Like, you had to put yourself out there with VHS tapes.
Yep.
You had to really work hard, and there really wasn't a ton of support for that. Did you have a lot of support for that? Did you do it all on your own?
Well, coming from the program that I did, my coach played in Bowling Green, Wright State University. There was quite a bit of eyes, I guess, on our program. So that was helpful as well.
Yeah, that does help.
Yeah.
So, moving forward to now, do you dig in and help kids? How many years have you been coaching now?
This is my 5th.
Wow, okay, 5th year.
Yeah.
Do you help with that at all, or is it easier for them that they can do it on their own?
So I feel like it's a little easier in the form of you don't have to make actual tape and mail it out. There's the internet is super helpful.
You post
for that.
it and everybody can see it.
And social
Every
media
country.
and stuff
Yeah,
too.
there's like Instagrams you can make of yourself to.
Instagram?
Or
Yeah.
X, Twitter.
Somebody-
Yeah, you
Show
can
me
like
that.
make your profile and.
And put yourself out that way.
My kids would help me with it.
Yeah, so that was a question that I had when I first started coaching. I asked Tia, I said, what's changed between when I was recruited and now? And she said, not really a whole lot. The kids still have to put themselves out there. They got to make a video. It's easier to send the videos these days. But she said, you as a coach, you just have to encourage them and stay on them about if this is what you want to do, you've got to do it. And, it helps if you're in a network, which I'm not as much since I've been removed from.
Anyway, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows how to push a kid, how much to push, and when to just step aside and let them develop on their own for a second.
Exactly. So his experience, his years of coaching, you can, it's undeniable what he's capable of. And, with my experience as you who might be starting, maybe you are starting, maybe you're not. Maybe you're one of our team managers that can't see the floor because you're a transfer kid, so each role is just as important as the next. And as a player myself, I feel like I've probably experienced every single one of their roles. So if they have questions, if they're struggling with it, or want to know how to make themselves better in that role, I feel like I can help them with that because I've experienced it.
Awesome.
So one of the things we were going to talk about, and thanks, Jen, was I was going to bring this up, but the youth volleyball skills camp you guys are putting on. We talk about growth and the community, and kind of bringing everybody up. You got to get back into the community a little bit, and not just play in front, but work with our youth. And so you guys have some basic skills camps that you have coming up from 3rd to 6th graders. 4 Friday sessions at the high school from 3:45 to 4:45, September 5th, 19th, October 3rd, and 10th. There's nothing better than seeing those high school age kids working with our youth. I think that's a lot of times when those the young kids will actually maybe listen a little bit more, because here's the older players that they look up to, and they'll watch. So I guess tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the clinics will be led by us high school coaches. Our players will be either one-on-one or one of the high school players per 2 of the younger players, and just help coaching them with their skills and basically introducing most of them to the sport of volleyball. So it's a win-win-win situation, the way I look at it. So we're starting to introduce more girls to volleyball, starting to develop them at a younger age than we traditionally have, and then our high school girls get the experience of working with younger kids and teaching and coaching them. And maybe sometimes they'll be able to see that coaching really isn't all that easy sometimes.
Right.
And then if we can get more attendance because of the relationships that our high school players can make with the younger players, that's a win for our program as well.
Right. And see, we go back and talking about it's a village. I mean, that's one of the things I think that we have special here with Big Rapids. I remember, and I've mentioned this a number of times, is going to college here. Everybody's like, I can't wait to get the hell out of this town. There's nothing to do here. It's, boring, this and that. And then about 3 years later, I was, working here at the city of Big Rapids and at Ferris Homecoming, and I bumped into a person or two that I had gone to college with. And they're like, man, I miss it here. If I could come back here, I would. And, I don't think there's a better place to raise your family. I really haven't used Jen much to transport my kids around because she's got 2 girls, but you and Joe for hockey. I mean, we had the Brandt Prince wedding on Saturday that all of us were at here, and after the wedding and before the reception, I think we were all out, and and Joe had some really good stories of Cooper, that he was telling a couple people, because he's something.
He's special.
He's special.
He's a goalie.
He's a goalie. There you go. But so I mean, and then Adam McKenzie or Matt and Amanda.
Yeah, Coops with Matt and Amanda quite a bit.
Yeah, he's over at their place, and I'll go over there. You ready to go? Nope. It's just, but that's what we have special here. Is I think we all have to rely on one another. We all have jobs, we all have kids. A lot of these kids play multiple sports together, and so I think it's important that we do have each other. And I think looking back when that time's done, I'll miss it. I just don't know it right now because I don't have time to think.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I wish someone said the other day that I wish there was a way to know that you're in the good old days before you're out of them, before you have to look back on them, you know?
Right.
Because these are the good old days. I mean, the best times right now, your kids are in sports and you're watching kids around them grow, and they're good times. My kids are 11, 9. Chip's birthday. Happy birthday, Chip.
Oh, is it? Happy birthday, Chip.
Happy birthday.
He looked great Saturday.
Oh, yeah, little ring bearer.
Yep.
Actually, the flower boy, I guess you
Well,
could
yeah,
call
he
him.
helped
Not
Natalie
really sure
out.
and then Knox is 3, but man, I'm right in the thick of it. Just like these sports, you know, Kay was playing volleyball last night, and you know, softball.
You guys were in Wyoming, right?
Yeah, last night.
I mean,
yeah.
You know, I coach at St. Mary's too, and I guess maybe I should start getting ready to make some road trips because usually the first we have to go is
AD Christie. She's getting it going, that's for sure. She's pulling. Not to mention my dad on the radio, but Pat Currie, he was AD at St. Mary's for quite a while when we were in school. And man, when we played basketball,
I used to ref there.
Oh yeah. We would play 9 or 10 games, and then he became AD, and we went right to like 21 or 23.
Gosh.
And you know, you don't play 23 games in Mecosta County. Know if they won or lost last night, but like I was telling the girl, they won. Yes, but I was telling the girls last night, like what's most important to me is that growth. So asking her, you know, hey, how'd you do last night? And the first thing she says is, well, I was the best server. And yeah, okay, so what's that mean? You know, and so she got 6 out of 8 over the net, which is pretty amazing. But to hear that growth, and obviously they were playing some pretty good competition, so she felt good about it. So yeah.
And I guess one of the thing coaching, and how often do you guys have your kids at practices? Maybe not as the season gets going, because then they get busy with their own things. But I think something that's been always was important to me, even before I started coaching my own kids, is, you know, I'd bring my boys to, when I was coaching middle school basketball, I'd bring the boys and just to see how the relationships they built with some of my own players, that as those players of mine, you know, got older and moved on, how my boys to this day still will see them, or they'll see my boys and come over, and that relationship there. You talk about, I guess, one of the things that I've always preached with coaching and even at the sheriff's office is family and team, you know.
Yeah.
We all are a family, and you look out for one another, and I think that's where I see that, and it's important to me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm carting my girls with me. I know Emily has too. And then our other coach, Rachel, she's got 2 younger kids and the third on the way. So we're all, it's a little, it's a little family at the gym. So, you know, we bring your snacks. We're all sharing snacks. We're, you know, we got notepads, and it's really fun to see. At first I was a little nervous, like, oh, I can't bring my kids to practice, but heck no, they're coming along and they're enjoying it.
They're boys just crawling on the basketball court.
Yes.
Cooper? Yeah.
So it's fun. It is fun to see your kids connect with the older kids and the other, you know, coaches' kids too. So it's special.
And so create that culture so that the kids that they're looking up to are good, high quality kids to look up to, for one, right?
Yes.
But then your kids do come home and they want to hit that. What did you say earlier with the hitting?
Mine.
Yeah, mine. We already were saying that before, but now they're saying it for volleyball.
Yeah. Exactly.
My kids are just no.
But it is a lot of fun having our kids in the gym. At first, when my kids were a little younger, like 5 years ago, I would, and being the head coach, I felt a little stressed about it, you know, because I feel like I need to be here present for these high school players, and I get distracted really easily, and my kids were, you know, kind of distracting me. So then I had to just put myself in check and be like, all right, Emily, don't feel guilty. You're a mom first. So you do need to pay attention to your kids a little bit at practice. But it's great. It's been a huge asset to my kids, and one day they'll probably understand the things that they have learned from being.
So you gotta pay attention to your team. You have to make the decisions in your practice and be involved. But being in practice, my wife takes the kids with her to practices when she's coaching, and I think it's amazing because when I go to practice, man, I struggle just to make sure that it is flowing and make sure that my kids are here getting the full hour and a half, whatever it is, of development, and then to have the kids there. So kudos to you guys for bringing for having that, distraction, but also it's very important.
Yes. This time of year, though, our kids are getting, at least my kids are getting into their sports. They've already started hockey. I don't know, Rosalind wants to play volleyball too. We'll see if that can happen, but they won't be at the gym as much anymore with me as they were in the summertime. And I'm thankful for that, but also I do miss them when they're not there at the gym.
Yeah. Cool. And the defender came on her, and she kind of put her hip into her a little bit, and then hit it off the side of her left foot, tapped it over to Kay, and Kay put it in. It was definitely, it looked just like hockey. Yeah.
She's not afraid to use all 60 pounds.
No, all 60 pounds. Yeah. She looks like 45, but she's probably 60. Yeah. That's good.
Well, we appreciate you guys coming on today. Any closing thoughts on the season ahead? And I guess from either of you?
No, I mean, I'm really looking forward to I'm looking forward to the season and helping Emily and Rachel and Dale out. And
season start?
Yes.
So you just had a tournament?
We've had 3 dates of competition so far.
Okay. So
you said hockey's already started. So I go from, Cooper's going to be playing football and hockey, and then football gets over, then he's going to be playing basketball at St. Mary's and hockey, and I'm coaching football, and then I coach.
If you're at all interested in volleyball, if you're not at all interested in volleyball is an intense sport, and it's a blast to watch. It's always been one of the sports that, as a guy, you didn't get to play it, right? I've had friends who played tons of it, beach volleyball, growing, or in our adult years. But just for those of you out there that think you might not be interested in volleyball, come to one match and you'll be hooked.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is. It's very intense. It's fun to watch. It's fast. And I was talking the other day about as far as growth for kids. If you're a volleyball player and you're in the game, you're in the game. There's no time to just be in left field in baseball or to be, the tight end like I was in football. The play's going that way.
September 5th, 19th, October 3rd, and October 10th. It will be from 3:45 to 4:45. It is $50. That includes those 4 sessions and a T-shirt.
And how do they sign up, or how do they register for it?
So, I guess at least Big Rapids School is doing a virtual backpack this year instead of handing out a bunch of paper flyers. They're trying to be little
save trees.
Exactly. Trying to save those trees. So I don't know how. I guess kids will get on this link, or parents will be able to get on the link and see all of the flyers and stuff. So this will be one of them. And then if you like Big Rapids volleyball on Facebook, I've got it posted on there too.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. That's in the torch here. Yeah. It's Curries Hot Stove League, brought to you by Big Rapids Tire and by the Daggett Gilbert Funeral Home. When was the last time you checked your tires? At Big Rapids Tire, alignments, struts, and shocks, they do those as well. Don't wait for a blowout, or worse, visit Big Rapids Tire for unbeatable prices, quality, and peace of mind. Big Rapids Tire, Northland Drive, just north of town.
This is Alec Gary of Daggett Gilbert Funeral Homes in Big Rapids and Barrington. I believe what sets Daggett Gilbert Funeral Homes apart from everyone else is our commitment to service excellence. When a family calls, we are there before, during, and after the funeral experience. I want you to be able to trust calling us. We're here to guidance and counsel each and every single family to each and every single need. And we just feel like the commitment to families, especially ones that put their care and trust in us, we are going to go above and beyond to do anything we can to help a family during their time of loss. This is Alec Gary, a legacy of service, a promise of care.